Hey everybody, it's Lynn here from A Bit of Birdsong. I wanted to show you a book, a monthly publication from the early 1900s that I have in my collection of ephemera and stuff. I want to scan or photograph the images that are in here. This is really interesting though. I was reading about this publication just to learn a little bit more about it. And so the Burr McIntosh Monthly. Burr McIntosh was a man who was born in 1862, so just as the Civil War was getting underway, and he lived until 1942. So he was 79, approaching 80, and that's really not, that doesn't seem ancient. I mean, we would all like to make it to that age and beyond. People are living a lot longer than that now, but he lived through a lot of historic things. Now, one of the interesting things about this, it said in, I was reading about this in Wikipedia, and it said the magazine was bound with string to encourage people to take it apart and frame the things inside. That said, I do also see staples, so I'm not sure if it was just, maybe they minimized the number of staples. We've got advertisements in the front, and here we have the date, June of 1908. Apparently, okay, I do know that Burr McIntosh was a lecturer, photographer. He was a silent film actor. He had, I believe, a movie studio. He loved to document famous people and famous places, and that's what this is all about. This page is interesting, and I'm not sure what word I would even use to describe the way it makes me feel. The first thing that jumped out at me is how European and, let's be honest, white this lady looks. That she's dressed in it looks like a Japanese kimono, and all I could think was that I hope we're doing a better job at not appropriating other people's culture and trying to tell stories that are not ours to tell. I did read a little bit about Vera Michelena, and her dad was Venezuelan. So, you know, I guess it's making an assumption sometimes to think anything, but it did jump out at me that this did not look like someone Japanese wearing this Japanese kimono. I don't know. You can let me know what you think. I just wanted to share that thought. Look at these images, though. Miss Margaret Dale as the Western girl in Father and Boys. Look at these men. Otis Skinner as Colonel Brideau in The Honor of the Family. Here's William H. Crane as Father in Father and the Boys. Miss Louise Dresser in The Girl Behind the Counter. Innocence, posed by Josephine Brown. That's pretty. I would love to get images captured somehow, whether it's scanning or taking pictures and then editing those and get those online. They're very pretty. Miss Pauline Chase playing Peter Pan at the Duke of York's Theatre in London. Miss Billy Burke, Adelaide, America's Foremost Dancer. Miss Adele Ritchie, Madame Sarah Bernhardt. And Jay, didn't we see so much about her when we went to the Alphonse Mucha exhibit in Open Air Greek Theater, University of California at Berkeley? Miss Eleanor Trowford, English Society Beauty. And then our portraits, we have biographical sketches. So it tells about these different actresses and actors. I'll have to sit down and read some of these things. Notable plays of the month. And then let's see, what is this? John Mason in The Witching Hour. There's a bit of a glare on this paper. E.H. Southern in the role of Don Quixote. Music and musicians. Isn't it just so interesting? So here we have Jamaica, the garden island of the Caribbean Sea. Beautiful images. Loading Bananas, Port Antonio. It's in pretty good shape. There is some tearing at the binding of some of these pages. And I will probably list this in the Etsy shop. I don't really need to keep it. I don't want to tear it apart. Our prizes, special competition. Photo by William H. Zerby, New York. Winner of the $25 special prize. That would be a lot of money. Copyright 1908 by Burr Publishing Company, New York. Honorable mention, special class, The Old News Vendor. Winner of the $10 special prize. Cherries. Look at that dress. Oh my goodness, that's gorgeous. And the hair. Oh my goodness. The bowl of cherries. Winner of the $15 special prize. Colonial Days. And then we have more names for honorable mention. It is a photograph. It says the second prize was awarded to Kate Matthews for the photograph entitled Old Colonial Days. This photograph is unusual in its setting, giving a glimpse, as it does, of an old Kentucky mansion, and has an air of delicacy about it which is most attractive. And then that's the third prize, taken by Nellie Coutant, the gracefulness of pose of the figure and the evident knowledge expressed in rendering the photograph. Yeah, it's, when I think about rendering, I think about the way it was developed. It is very pretty how you can see the detail in the dress and the cherries and her hair, and then the background is a bit faded. So what people of note, more photographs over here. The Centennial of the Catholic Church of New York. Ooh, look at the dresses. Lingerie dresses. Look at the prices. $22.50, $12.50, $28.50, $18, and $35. And now you would need to add a zero onto all of these. At least. But then again, it is 100+ years later. Still, I think prices are outrageous right now. I don't know when I have ever paid nearly $5 for a head of cabbage, and I did that yesterday. And that's just the regular grocery store. Put a dark room in your suitcase. Don't lose half the vacation pleasure by waiting until you return home before developing your films. Get results on the spot. We really have results on the spot. And then if you like, send postcards from your own negatives to your friends. That's really cool. Oh, look. Well, you could get it framed. So this beautiful picture, which was used on the cover of Burr McIntosh Monthly for May, is offered to our readers attractively framed in either gold or Japanese wood veneer, complete and ready to hang on the wall. The frame measures 9 by 12 inches, a margin of 2 inches outside the dimensions of the picture. I love all these old ads so much. I definitely want to get copies of those online. Wow. And so many so many people. Okay, I shouldn't have said men, although all the customers I knew who did this were men. So a lot of people collect old pens and pencils. I had no idea the interest or the value of pens and pencils until I started working at the scrap exchange. Of course, I'm not there now, but for the time that I was there, we had people who would come in and just rifle through the barrels and bins and stuff of pens and pencils, looking for something extra, something nice. Like even this little pencil that I have, half the pressure, twice the speed. This is a Palomino Blackwing. These pencils cost several dollars a piece, and I mean, I didn't really know that. I bought it for 25 cents. And I'm going to be doing something special with my Halloween journal. Let's see, where did I put it? I have a very nice pen that was sent to me by the Bastion Company to review one of their pens. It's a bolt action carbon fiber stainless steel pen. And it's heavy. I'm amazed at how well it writes, even though it's so heavy. You'll see more of that later, but pens and pencils, and these old ones, especially one customer, he was incredible. He was young, he had a young son and a young, very sweet wife, and they had a baby on the way. The last time I talked to him, baby's due soon. He knew so much about all of these old pens. He could tell you how to put the ink in, what parts could be fixed, what parts couldn't. There would be places on pens like these little, the nibs, or maybe like the band that went around would sometimes be gold or silver. Things that I had no idea about, and part of the worth or the value of the pen. I digress, but it's a very interesting. And that is that. So we have Menon's borated talcum. There we have it. And of course you can see the cover is off, but I'm going to try to get the pictures out of this and get them published online so that people can use them. And if anybody is interested in purchasing this, I would probably list that for about $10. And meanwhile, I'm going to be working on the getting the images out of here. Okay, I'll be back soon. I just wanted to share this. It's so cool. Bye for now.